My next guest is an NFL linebacker who's going to be fighting this Saturday at Aries Fight Series 30, taking on Cameron Graham. It is Alexander Johnson joining me here on the program. And Alexander, I wanted to know, how did this all come together with you fighting for Aries?
I've been training fighting for a while now, and I didn't get picked up this past 2025 season or 2024 season. So I couldn't go a whole year without tapping into that switch of just going into combat mode. So decided to end up picking up a fight, and then that's pretty much how it played out. I told coach, I said, "Hey, coach, if you can, you can get a fight anywhere late February after Super Bowl and stuff, like for me training and stuff throughout the season." Because I was like, I could get a call later on in the season. So if you get something late February, I'm good to go for a fight. And it worked out perfect. March 1st, and ready to go.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of football players make that transition to MMA, and a lot of them I talk to, I say, a lot of them say that, the conditioning is maybe the only big difference in terms of, obviously you guys are doing more like start and stop stuff as far as that, but how has that transition been for you?
It been pretty well. I've been I've been training it for a while, so the transition's been pretty smooth for me. Like I'm conditioning wise, I'm always in shape, always in top condition. So like I said, I always fight training off season. So it's like it's that's normal for me to be able to be in fight condition, fight training, because that's what I do in off season. I train fight training, and it correlate over to football so well. So transition being perfect.
Are you an MMA fan as well? Like, do you watch the UFC and keep tabs and stuff, or you just train?
I do watch it. So it's funny you say that. So a lot of people are like, man, do you sit down or do you go watch pay-per-views and stuff like that? Like, if I do sit down and want to go watch a sport or go to a bar and watch sport, it's usually UFC or any combat sports. And that's what I prefer to go. Like, or if I'm gonna pay for something, I'm gonna pay for a pay-per-view to watch some fights. So I am a fan of it. I don't know if I can say I can name out a whole bunch of names and stuff like that. I just love watching it.
Who are some of your favorite? Like, I know you can't name everyone on the roster, but is there any fighters you like watching, or anyone that you enjoy seeing compete?
Obviously, whoever set the high, who's the top tier, high standard, obviously John Jones.
Okay.
Anytime he fight, I ain't gonna miss that. And then the Black Beast, just Derek Lewis, just his personality and stuff like that. It's
Of
pretty dope,
course.
and he got the record for heavyweight knockout. So just like the top tier guys who definitely love enjoy watching.
Yep.
But the cool thing about this though is how I got put onto the fight world was by Scott Holtzman, Hot
Oh, I know
Sauce,
Scott.
obviously.
Yeah.
So that's how I got put onto the fight world, and ever since I went to the gym with him one time, I fell in love with it. So, and then obviously, anytime when fighting, Scott was fighting, I was watching it and tuned into his fights. I wish I could have made it to win his fight before he hung it up, but I'm just glad he gonna be in my corner coaching me. So that's
Oh,
right
that's
there, just a
awesome. What a
bless.
wealth of
Yeah.
knowledge to have in the corner. I mean, Scott's been in there with some of the best in the UFC, right? So.
Oh yeah, and then obviously, Vince St. Preux,
Oh, cool.
he
Okay, nice.
uh
Another former
done
football
got some.
player, right? Well, you're still
Yeah,
current. I should be clear about that, but obviously OSP used
yeah,
to play back in the day too, right?
yeah. He played at the University of Tennessee as well. So just being able to train with him, that right there is just like it's like one of the tops in the on the sport, and I'm able to get some good training in with him, and just to see where I'm at, which is perfect. So, and those two guys right there, obviously, if I had to say who my UFC favorite is, it would be those two.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Good. Guys to have around you. Let's talk about Cameron Graham. How much do you know about him? How do you feel like your style matches up against his?
uh, don't really know much about him other than what he have on YouTube, or obviously know his record, and obviously the film I didn't seen on YouTube watching. But I'm just glad somebody took the fight, and I'm glad he took the fight. So he's a well experienced guy, which is good for me because uh, me personally, I wouldn't want to go fight nobody who's slack or somebody who's just terrible, because that's one of the reasons I went straight pro, because it would have been a waste of my time fighting an amateur, just because I know my ability and I know what I can do. So it's been a waste of my time, and excited to get in there and go to war.
As far you mentioned OSP, who else do you get to train with? Who helped you get ready for this fight as far as that camp?
Uh, Pretty much everybody at the Shield system. Obviously, heavyweights is hard to come by or finding people to train with. So I had a great other partner with me, is Trevor Cox. He's obviously fighting in the same card, and man, we got some great work in, and that
Excellent.
that right there and is that right there in itself been a blessing. Just being able to have another heavyweight who's getting in there, want to work and gonna give you all a bang with you, because literally, like, before I even knew I was fighting, like, the date and stuff, I ended up hitting up a couple of different gyms and be like, "Hey, you got any heavyweights who I can train with?" And it's just hard to find heavyweights. And then obviously a heavyweight at my my physique and stuff, people be like, I don't know if I want to. So it's been a blessing being able to have Trevor in there. We've been getting some great work, and then obviously everybody else on the Shield Systems team, we put in tremendous work, and it's been a great camp.
Good. Glad to hear it. Is OSP, like, I believe he's not with the UFC anymore. Is he still competing or is he just training right now?
I believe he's training. I ain't gonna speak on something I don't really know, but
Okay,
I
no
know
worries. Just
he
wanted to see if
came
there's
in.
any insight there because I
Yeah,
think people are wondering what
yeah,
if he is gonna, because obviously he was fighting some of the best in the UFC, right? So I was just curious if he was maybe
yeah.
looking at other options or not, but figured I'd ask
I
anyways.
don't, I
Yeah,
don't know.
no worries, no worries. I should
I
probably
just,
ask
I'm
him
just,
that.
I'm just,
Yeah,
I'm just thankful he came in the ground with us.
yeah, no, for sure, totally agree. What has he brought to your game in terms of getting to work with him? Like, what's it like getting to be in there with a guy who's a mainstay in the UFC for a number of years?
Oh, just the knowledge for the most part, just the knowledge, and then obviously his body. Like, he's a big body who's a pro and been doing it a long time. It's funny. We
Hmm.
were just talking, like, we said 341. He said, "Yeah, 41." I said, "No way, you 41. Like,
I
how
know.
strong you is and how good you still move." It's like, what? That just blew my mind when he said that. And I was like, yeah. I said, when I get up into those ages, I want to be like him.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have to cut any weight for heavyweight, or do you just come in right at the limit?
No, no, I don't got to cut no weight.
That's a
I
nice
can
part
fight
too,
it.
because that's
Yeah.
a big part of the game for a lot of fighters in the lower weight classes. So that's great. That's not something you really have to think of, right?
No, most people look at me and be like, oh man, you can go to light heavyweight. I'm like, no, I cannot go to light heavyweight.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I'm
I
good. I'm
got too
good.
much muscles, too much muscle be trying to do all that cutting stuff.
So refresh my memory here. Scott Holtzman will be in your corner. OSP as well, or who's going to be in the cage with you?
Obviously my coach Ben Harris, out of Shield System. So those would be the two corner men coaching me up.
Okay, there we go. How's this fight playing out on Saturday? How do you see it unfolding?
I'm gonna put on a show. That simple. And I wanna get me a finish. I don't know which round, but I'm definitely want to get me a finish. I'm about to say that's what people want to see, and I'm gonna bring and come and put a show on to what the people want to see.
Excellent. What's next after this? Is it just see what's going on with the NFL, kind of keep tabs on that, or do you want to take another fight? Like, what's sort of the game plan after this? Not looking past Saturday, obviously, but I'm sure you are looking ahead to the rest of the year.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'm about to say, obviously Saturday is definitely going to be exciting, and I'm ready for it. Like, I'm just glad it's fight week and time to go. But the main goal is get picked up by the NFL team this 2025 season. That's pretty much my main goal.
That's awesome. That's cool. I think you must be one of the only NFL players who's ever fought while still, being an active NFL player. Usually you hear of fighters or fighters that used to play in the NHL, like Greg Hardy or Eric Anders and some of these other guys. So you're in pretty unique company here.
Oh yeah, I'm always in a unique company with my story, so it ain't nothing new.
Yeah, well, I think it's cool. Anyways, that's awesome. It is Aries Fighting Series 30 coming up here this Saturday. If you can't make it, you can watch it on Spectation Sports. Alexander, thanks so much for doing this, man. I really appreciate it. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors you want to mention, any social media you want to plug, I'll give you the last word.
To most most praise to the Most High. Thankful, Godspeed to everybody. It's a blessing to be able to just talk, and big shout outs to all my sponsors. Bring it to the Ville, Bestia Balloons, Ukulele, Transport, Stand Up Music, Knox Classic, and then foxy sauce. But yeah, man, just thank y'all, everybody, man. Hope y'all have a blessed day. And telling y'all don't want to miss Saturday. It's going down.